What? Penelope's new estate collection is out? And what? They have a new one? A new one finished in French oak? Yep. Omega. Is this one worth the hunt? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's go. Welcome back to Old Fashioned Ways. I'm Doc Martinez, and I just got this bad boy here this week. I didn't even know this was coming out. I hadn't seen anything on it, so this one surprised me. I walked in, somebody said, "Hey, come here, Doc, come over here, come look at this." I saw it, I was like, wow, I didn't know that was coming out. Now, I had told myself, okay, I'm getting away from Penelope. Penelope's hit or miss with me. Wasn't going to do it. But when something like this, and this dark comes out, you got to grab it. You got to grab it, and you got to do a review. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Let's do a review on this one. All right, it's time to pop this bad boy open, pour some out, and let it breathe for a second. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Love, love, love that sound. Makes up to give myself a good pour. Let's put this over to the side for a second, and let me get all my stuff ready so we can do this review. All right, I got my trusty book out, ready to write my scores. I got the bottle here on the side, letting this kind of just sit here and open up a little bit. And it's in my buddy Whiskey Shaman's glass, so he does sell these. If you want, head over to his site and go ahead and pick up a glass. Let's talk a little bit about the bottle. More details on this bottle will be in the description below. But I'm going to see what's on the bottle. It's telling you it's a Penelope Estate Collection. It's straight bourbon whiskey, finished in French oak barrels, and it's 11 years old. It's called Omega. It's 109.8 proof. And in the back, it kind of gives you a little bit more of a description. But the Mashbill, 78% corn, 10% rye, and 12% malted barley. Now, this is, as I said earlier, aged 11 years, but this is batch 25-1801. So, are there multiple batches for these, or is this a batch for this year? That's a question I'm going to have to look up. I've let this sit long enough. It's time for the fun part. Let's go ahead and grab this and start reviewing it. All right. Has a good kind of dark amber, but not super dark. For 11 years, it's actually a nice color. It's a nice color. I'm not going to complain about that. I'll take that any day. I'll take that any day. Let's see how it sticks to the glass. Ooh, let's do that one more time, because there's some areas where it was running and some areas where it's tight. So it's kind of interesting. In the front here, it's kind of like tight, kind of coming down. I have one area in the back, and a few areas in the back that's kind of coming down a little bit separate. I'm going to go with the majority of it. So the majority back here is kind of coming down in thick legs, but coming down nice and kind of medium slow. It's not super slow, but it's coming down. So that doesn't look too bad. That doesn't look too bad. All right, let's go on for the first one, Aroma. So immediately you taste that sweetness there. Those French oaks give it a nice sweetness. And I actually like French oak finish. So that is one of the reasons I also got it, because I do like that. Like Maker's 46, I like the Maker's 46 better than Maker's because of that. Yeah, nice sweetness, caramel. Some you smell some of the baking spices in there as well. A little bit of like kind of the corn and the malted barley in there. You do smell it, like you smell those grains. A grain smell is what I should say. It's more like that kind of just nice dark grain smell in there. But an underlying sweetness, a nice underlying vanilla sweetness. All right, so for aroma, I'm gonna give that a good 7.5. So let's go in for that first taste. Flavors. Ooh, I like it. There's a little bit of punch to it. Ooh, made my mouth drool. Like I felt drool. I almost spit out when I started talking. My mouth was liking this one. There is some sweetness. There's some caramel. There's like a dark flavor, the oakiness. Plum. There's like a plum in the background. Like that nice just stone fruitiness in there as well. Vanilla, caramel. Wow. For the first initial taste, that was a lot. That was a lot going on. And as I said, my mouth started immediately drooling on that one. It really did like that one. So actually for flavors, I'm gonna give that an 8.7. 8.7. Sometimes you're probably wondering how I come up with these. I was like, it's more than an 8. It's not quite a 9. So I start rationalizing 8.5. No, it's a little bit better than 8.5. It's closer to that 9. 8.7. 8.7. That's how I came up with that number. So if you're wondering how my brain processes it, that's what I'm thinking when I'm doing that. All right, complexity. Let's go for that complexity. Let's see how it evolves, right? Little bit of spice, but sweet. It quickly goes into that caramel, like a burnt caramel, that chocolate. And I like that fruitiness that's in the back with the vanilla. I don't know where that fruitiness is coming from. I don't get a lot of fruitiness. Like I usually get like a citrus note, but it's not. It's more like a stone fruit. It's almost like you're eating a dessert and then drinking some bourbon and the flavors are mixing together. giving you a nice kind of a balance of that spice and bourbon with a little bit of hint of sweetness, like just a nice dessert as well. There's actually a few start making me think, when I start saying that, making me think of like apple pie as well. So there's like a little bit of apple cinnamon in there as well. So some of those baking spices are coming through. There is that age statement. You can taste that age in there. You can taste that oakiness, a little bit, a hint of leather, but not a lot, and more of that kind of nice, solid oakiness that's not over tannic, not dry in my mouth. As I said, my mouth got really watery in that first drink, and it's still watering now. I'm liking the complexity of this. I like the way it goes through that. I like the feeling. I like the evolution on this. Ooh, okay. I'm going to give that 8.5. Mouthfeel. How does it feel in the mouth, right? Now, the tip of the tongue, a little spicy, goes away. Mid palate, hits there, stays. Back of the throat, not so much. I am getting a Kentucky hug. Roof of the mouth, sticking there. So it sticks to the mid and the roof of my mouth. That's the part that's making my mouth salivate. Every time I take a drink, it salivates. But the mouthfeel is a tiny bit lacking for everything else it has. For everything else it has, that mouthfeel kind of is not silky. It's not buttery. It's not, you know, what is that velvet kind of thing? It just kind of, it's there. And it's nice. And it's a good mouthfeel. I'm not complaining. I'm not saying that it's a bad mouthfeel, but it's not living up to the rest of what this is doing to my mouth as well. I don't know, maybe because I'm salivating so much that it's kind of killing the mouthfeel. But for that mouthfeel, I'm actually going to give a mouthfeel 6.5. Finish. How long does it stay? What are the flavors? What are you feeling at the end here? So let's go for that finish. I like the little bit of spice that it starts with because it's not over spicy. I love how it goes into that dark oakiness, the chocolate, burnt caramel, that kind of fruit, the plum, little burnt, kind of crisp burnt apple pie kind of taste. There's a lot going on there. That finish just stays. And it hangs out. And it's not, a lot of times you can get these, you start getting up there in age, you start getting over tannic, you start getting over oaky, you start getting, where it kind of dries your mouth instead of makes it, want more. And I'm honestly really enjoying this pour. Whew, I like it. I like it, except for besides the mouthfeel kind of being a little bit lacking, which I'm not saying it's bad either. This finish just stays. So for this finish, I'm actually gonna give that an 8.5. Now I need to give myself a little bit more. I was taking, I guess, too big of drinks on this, so let's pour a little bit more out. You know what? I'm gonna keep pouring a little bit more because after this, I'm gonna go watch my Cowboys play, and I'm definitely gonna need a drink for that one, right? So, all right, would I buy again? That smells good. Would I buy again? Ooh, that time I got a little bit of like butterscotch on that one, a little hint of butterscotch, and then it kind of quickly goes into everything else I've been discussing. Would I buy again? 125. There's so much I'm liking about this, but 125 I think is what I paid for this. 125. I think with tax is like 133 is what it comes out to. Whew, I would buy again. I'm gonna say yes, that I will buy again. I just wish that price tag was a little bit less. $90, solid. $80, yes. $70 every day. 125. 125 is a little bit high for it. I like everything they're doing. As I said, Penelope's kind of hit or miss with me. This one's hitting with me. This one's hitting with me a lot more than I thought it would. I got this bottle. I just wanted to try it. I wanted to get a review out, and I'm liking it. So I'm gonna say yes, I would buy another bottle. I just feel like the price is too high. So I'm actually gonna give that a 5.5. 5.5. All right. My total score for this is 45.2 out of 60, which is actually a pretty good solid score for me. I am a strict grader. This actually impressed me more than I thought it would. This really did. There's a lot of things that I like about it. Just the mouthfeel was just a little bit lacking, but I'm not saying it's a bad mouthfeel, as I said. It's a good mouthfeel. It's just for everything else with this. And the price. The price, I feel, is just a little overpriced. I mean, it is 11 years. It is 11 years, so I guess that's not too bad. But I like it. So, as you know, anytime I do a review, I like to share. In the comments below, let me know, are you a Penelope fan? Do you like Penelope? And if so, what's your favorite Penelope? The one that surprised me, that's one of my favorites, is Havana. I did not think I was going to like that one as much as I did, and that was one that surprised me. And this one too. I'm surprised by this one. That's why I thought about Havana. This one surprised me as well. Also in the comments below, add hashtag Omega. Hashtag Omega. I like that name. It's like, it sounds like a superhero character, Omega, coming in to save the world. Something like that, I like it. I think it's different. If you can grab a bottle of MSRP, and you want to spend $125, go for it. If you find it in a bar, definitely get a pour of it. I think it's worth a pour, and then you can decide if you thought it was worth $125 for you to go find it. If it's on secondary, no, I wouldn't pay more than that for it. Definitely not. Maybe I'll get lucky and win a backup bottle in a raffle or something, you know, something like that. Well, my friends, thank you for joining me on another journey down my whiskey rabbit hole. To our next journey, my friends, cheers.